Hey guys, Waylon here from the Zombie Star, and what we're doing today is another mail call. We got some stuff in, but something different happened today. I actually left out of the house today, so I actually went to go visit my comic book shop, which is one of the very few places that I ever really go to. So went in there, picked up some stuff that I saw, wanted to share it with you all, as well as my mail call. So we got a bag full of awesome stuff. And we got a box from, this is actually Hot Topic. So I know there's Funko Pops in here because I don't order anything else from Hot Topic. So if it's a kind of a sappy emo band t-shirt, it's not mine. So let's get into Alien World is a comic shop that I go to. You guys know who you are. Love you guys. You guys are really awesome. First thing that I saw when I walked in there, immediately grab it, had to have it, is a Funko Pop from Creepshow. The Creep. Okay, based off an old kind of series of films. There were two films, Creepshow 1, Creepshow 2, but those shows, those films, even though they are quite a bit old, are based on a very older run of comic books. These kind of horror, if you're familiar with them, you know that they're kind of over the top horror. The first films that were released were really over the top, kind of silly, almost dark humor horror. Most recently, Shudder released a kind of a more revamped version of Creepshow, which then went over to AMC, which is a series that I saw. Personally, loved it. I thought they did a really good job of keeping it within that kind of silly horror, over the top horror. And really loved it. So the Creep for me is something really personal, something that I just grew up living as a horror fan. Just a common pop, you can find this guy anywhere. He was sitting there at my local comic book shop, so had to take him. He is so cool. I should have taken another one, but I don't want to take too much stuff because I was taking other things. This is very exciting. I'm very excited for this. For those of you guys that follow comic books, this is latest from the line of The Walking Dead, and what we have here is Negan Lives. What's interesting about this is not only is it a kind of a continuance or a spin-off run of The Walking Dead comic book, but it's also a standalone issue in the sense that it kind of focuses on really a fan favorite character of Negan. Okay, so if you're familiar with the show, if you're familiar with AMC's iteration of The Walking Dead, you definitely know who Negan is, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but also know that he is heavily based on the comic book form of Negan, which I'm going to have to argue is a very different Negan that we got in the comic book than what we've seen in the show. And if you follow the comic books, you would know that very well. Another thing that Robert Kirkman did here, and Image Comics, which just for me I thought was just very awesome, was this comic book was actually part of an effort to support local and kind of small comic book businesses, as this was at no cost to the retailer. They ordered as many as they wanted, and they did not pay any shipping fees, or they did not have to purchase the comic books themselves. And of course, this was just to help out small businesses and specifically comic book shops, given our economic hit through this pandemic. So I just thought that was really awesome. This is Negan Lives. I do believe it is a one-shot. I don't think they're going to continue this, but then again, I'm not sure. But I did have to pick these up. I did have these pre-ordered, and while I was there, I went ahead and purchased myself another one because I'm thinking of having one graded. But excited about this. I want to read it. I want to know what's going on with the character. As we know, the original run or the main run of The Walking Dead has ended. So very exciting to see this. Another very exciting thing. Of course, we have Robert Kirkman, the creator. But one thing that's significant is that he reunited with Charlie Adler. I'll make sure I pronounce that correctly. Yeah, Adler, which is, of course, these two were the former kind of initial creators of The Walking Dead. And then as the comic book continued, other artists and other creators kind of jumped on And I mean, it just continued on and on and on. To know that these two came together to come back for Negan Lives #1 is very exciting. Very highly collectible. I'm really excited I was able to get my hands on these. This is something different, something very exciting. Check this out. It's a really big book. Okay, The Kingdom of the Gods. If you guys are on Netflix, and if you guys like watching zombie, kind of still in the theme of zombie films and zombie shows, there's a show called The Kingdom. Okay, and this takes place in kind of ancient times of Korea, and it focuses on the dynasty of the country of Korea. And of course, what happens is during this time there's a zombie outbreak. Okay, so I know what you're thinking, a zombie apocalypse deal, but really good show. There are 2 seasons going on right now on Netflix. It's really awesome. It's not what you think. A lot of historical reference in it, but of course with the spin of our zombie culture. And a really good show. Just really blew me. Do not watch it dubbed. That's, if I had to recommend something, and if you're gonna watch The Kingdom on Netflix, don't watch it dubbed. I felt it took away so much from what the actual real actors are doing in their native language. But this is the graphic novel that is based, or should I say the show is based on this graphic novel. I do know it is a book. It is now was translating to a graphic novel. When I saw this, I had to have it. So I'm very excited to get into it. Let's just take a peek inside. As you can see it, I don't want to say that this is a manga because I do not believe it reads like one, but actually it might. So this is not just a graphic novel. This is actually a manga. Yes, it does. It reads like one. So I'm very excited to get into this Kingdom of the Gods. It is currently with a show on Netflix titled The Kingdom. You really guys should give that a view. Let me know what y'all think of that. Okay, that was it. That was my haul from Alien World. Let's get into the box from Hot Topic. I'm pretty sure I know what this is, and I have been waiting for it for some time. Oops. Okay. Oh, nice. You always get these things. It's from Hot Topic. A lot of paper, a lot of invoice. Let's get down to what we have. Okay, this is strange. Okay, I got 3 boxes here. Okay, I'm a little confused. I'm not sure what this is. They're coming in sorters here. You know what? This may not be what I thought it was. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, so 3 separate sorters. I don't know what this is. So let's get into it. Actually, they are labeled. Check this out. Oh wait. I don't want to tell you I actually like these sorters. I can reuse these. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah. Okay, so we did place an order of our flocked Hot Topic exclusive Winnie the Poohs. They're not new. These actually recently had a restock on Hot Topic online, and I think I ordered. They were sold out for some time, but as soon as we hear of restocks, we do like to place in several orders. Very nicely packaged, I gotta say. So far out of everything, Hot Topic has done really good on packaging. This is another one. It's another flocked Hot Topic. Another different version. I did a video on the Target exclusive Black Lights. As you can see, Funko does a lot of really different iterations with their pops. Flocked is pretty cool. It's very popular. I personally don't collect them, but I know several collectors that go nuts for things that are flocked. And of course, it being Disney, I mean. And yeah. And very nicely packaged. I got 3 of these sorters now. And of course, our flocked. So yeah. So, for today, we got 3 flocked Winnie the Poohs. I like that. This possibly going in the personal collection. The Creep, just love it. And yeah, I had to get my comic book fix in. Gonna have to recommend again, if you have not seen The Kingdom on Netflix, give that a watch. And if you run into this, pick it up. I'm sure it's just a great read. And of course, show some love to your local comic book shops and pick up this issue of Negan Lives. At my shop, they had several. They had several issues, so go ahead and pick that up. I believe it's just going to be very, very highly collectible. Well, that's it for today for us at the Zombie Star. I'm Wayland, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you all so much.